Picture this. Your district has just partnered with TeachTown to implement enCORE, our K-12 standards-based adaptive core curriculum.
A large number of boxes just arrived full of teacher guides, student workbooks, manipulative kits, and more.
Your first thought is probably, where do I begin?
Well, today, we're going to walk you through an enCORE K-12 curriculum kit unboxing
to showcase exactly what to expect and how to use enCORE's materials effectively for your students.
Let's dive in.
When your enCORE K-12 curriculum kit arrives, there will be various sizes of boxes that contain different materials in the teacher's kit. Some of those things are going to include teacher sets that include your lesson plans and any materials you might need, your manipulatives kit, and your reading libraries. In the smaller boxes, these will contain either your student workbooks or your teacher sets, which will include all of your lesson plans.
In the big box will be your manipulative kits, full of resources to be utilized during the lessons.
And the medium-sized boxes will contain your reading libraries that include all of the literature selections that go with our enCORE K-12. On your boxes, there will be various different colors of stickers that will outline what is in the box and what grade band that box includes. Here on the bottom, you can see our blue stickers for our K-2 kit, our green stickers for 3 through 5, yellow stickers for our 6 through 8, and orange stickers for our 9 through 12. One thing you'll also see on all of the stickers is the number of the box that's included in the set. This box here says box 1 of 2, meaning there will be 2 of these boxes that contain your reading libraries. In your K-2 curriculum kit, there will be 3 different sizes of boxes. The smallest box will contain your lesson plans, your student workbooks, and your assessment guides. The medium-sized box will contain your reading libraries, which will contain all of the level 1 through 3 readers for all of the units in your K-2 or 3 through 5 grade band. The largest box will contain your manipulatives kit, which will have all of the things that you need to implement your lesson plans.
When thinking about where to start and which box to unpack first, find the small box that says Open First. This is going to be your first unit of instruction, lesson plans, and student materials.
Your library will come in 2 different boxes. You can see here that we have 2 different colors of labels. This is a K-2 box and a 3 through 5 box. If I'm a K-2 teacher, I would have 2 boxes that would contain all of my library for my units 1 through 18. If I'm a 3 through 5 teacher, my 2 boxes would contain all of my library for units 19 through 36. Your manipulatives kit will contain the same materials for all 36 units, K-2 or 3 through 5. Your teacher sets will contain only your units for either K-2 or 3 through 5, either units 1 through 18 or units 19 through 36.
When you are ready to start unpacking and you find that Open First box, go ahead and open it, and you're going to find your first teacher guide. And this teacher guide is going to have your lesson plans, student resources, and assessment guide for your first units.
As you open up your teacher set, one thing to look for is whether the content is spiral bound or has a flat side. Anything that has a spiral side is for you, the teacher.
Anything with a flat side is the resources for your students. In your shipment, you're also going to get a medium-sized box that's going to house your classroom library. When you look at the sticker on the side, it will tell you what grade band that library is assigned to. As you open the box up, you're going to see 2 boxes that will tell you what unit the books are assigned to. So right here, we have box 1 of 2 for units 1 through 9, and box 2 of 2 for units 1 through 9 for the nonfiction. When I pull out the box, once again, I have my titles of my fiction books. And when I open the box, I'm going to find that my books are bound together by title. And within this binding, I'm going to have 4 books at all of 3 levels of reading for my students. I'll have 4 books for level 1, 4 books for level 2, and 4 books for level 3. So all my students can have access to the library.
When you're getting started, you'll need to pull your teacher set out of the box that says Open This First. This will contain your student workbook, your teacher guide, and your assessment manual. Then you'll need to grab the corresponding boxes from your reading library. You can see here we have Peter Rabbit, Sam and Penny, and Chicken Little. So I can open my first box and grab my library for Peter Rabbit, Sam and Penny, and Chicken Little.
As you're implementing your units, your first part of the unit will be on your fiction book, which can be found in book 1. As you go into the second part of the unit, you're going to find your nonfiction text in book 2. As you can see, here's the book for food groups, which corresponds to Peter Rabbit. Parts of the body, which corresponds to Sam and Penny. And On the Farm, which corresponds to Chicken Little.
Your manipulatives kit will come in the large box and will be used in all of your units K through 12, so it's important to make sure that you open it as soon as you get started. As I open the box, there will be a smaller plastic box inside that contains all of the manipulatives that you're going to need to implement your units. Inside the manipulative kit will contain a list of all of the things that come with the manipulatives kit.
Once you unpack your manipulatives kit, go ahead and take a moment and inventory everything that's on the list to make sure it's included in the box. If for any reason you're missing something, let your TeachTown team know. As you get ready to start your unit, go ahead and find the small box and open it up. Inside, you're going to find your teacher set. This set will include your teacher lesson plan book, student resources workbook, and your assessment guide.
As you open your teacher set, remember, anything with a spiral is for you, the teacher.
And anything with a flat side are your materials for your student.
The medium-sized box will contain your reading library, which will have all of your readers for level 1 through 3 for all of your middle school units. As I open this box, you'll see the number of the unit on the left side, as well as the companion text that will go along with this. As you can see from this box right here, these are going to be your companion texts that go along with your middle school reading library. Your middle school reading library will contain your chapter books for things like White Fang, The Wind in the Willows, or Holtz. As I open my companion text box, you'll see your companion texts, and you can tell what unit they go with by the top right corner. In a binding of companion texts, you will see ones without icons, as well as a version with icons. This binding will contain both of your companion texts for each unit, depending on if they need those visual supports or not. The last large box will be your manipulatives kit for enCORE Middle School. Your manipulatives kit will be used in all units of enCORE 6 through 8, so make sure that you open it when you first get started. These 3 components are going to make up all of your physical materials that you'll need to start your first 3 units of enCORE Middle School. For high school teachers, you'll have your smaller boxes which contain your teacher sets. That will include your teacher guides, your lesson plans, and your assessment guides. Your medium-sized boxes will contain your reading libraries, which include your companion texts for ELA, science, and social studies. Finally, your large manipulatives kit box will contain all of the manipulatives that you need for all of your lesson plans 9 through 12.
When you get all these materials, go ahead and locate the small box that says Open First. This is where we're going to find our teacher set for our very first unit of instruction. As you open it up, you're going to find your teacher set bound with your lesson plans, your student resources, as well as your assessments.
As you open your teacher set, remember, anything with a spiral will be for you, the teacher. This will include your lesson plans and your assessment guide.
And the book with the flat side will be your student workbook filled with all the materials and resources and visual supports needed for your lessons.
The medium-sized box will contain your reading library. This will contain all of your chapter books for all of your units in 9 through 12.
When you open it up, you're going to find 2 smaller boxes inside. They will be labeled as to which units those chapter books correspond to.
This box here contains all of your chapter books for units 64, 65, and 66. As I open up my box and find my chapter books, you'll see that there are 4 copies of each level of each book. So 4 copies of level 1, 4 copies of level 2, and 4 copies of level 3 of Robinson Crusoe. On top of your reading library, our high school teachers will also receive a smaller box that contains all of your companion texts in the form of a companion textbook. As we open this box, you'll see that there are 2 different versions of each textbook. One version says with icons and one without icons. This will allow for all of your students to be able to access their companion textbooks depending on what sort of visual supports they need. The last thing to open is your enCORE 9 through 12 manipulatives kit. This manipulatives kit will be used in all of your units 9 through 12, so make sure that you open this right when you get started. As I open the box, you'll see a smaller box inside that contains all of the manipulatives that you'll need for your lesson plans. This will include a list of all of the things that come in your manipulatives kit, as well as things like Petri dishes, graduated cylinders, or things that are required for our high school coursework.
Now that you've unboxed all of your materials, you're ready to go. You have your teacher sets, your chapter books, your companion textbooks, as well as your manipulatives kit.
The last box we'll open is one of our small boxes that contains all of the teacher guides for our intervention programs: basics, transition to adulthood, and social skills. As I open this box, the smaller spirals will contain all of our basics generalization lessons. These will be the lesson plans that go along with the computer-based instruction found in basics. There are 6 different teacher guides that go along with each of the domains found within basics.
Additionally, you're going to find your resources for social skills instruction as well. You're going to get your teacher guides covering all 5 behavioral domains for elementary,
and all 6 behavioral domains for middle school if you are a secondary teacher. Finally, if you're a secondary teacher, you'll also receive the teacher guide for transition to adulthood, which contains the task analyses and lesson plans for all the skills found within the transition to adulthood program.
Now that you've unboxed everything, you have all the intervention materials that you need to supplement your enCORE instruction: basics, elementary, middle school social skills, as well as transition to adulthood. Implementing a new curriculum can feel overwhelming, but with our team here to support you, it doesn't have to.
If you have any questions about enCORE materials or implementation with your students, please reach out to your dedicated TeachTown support team.